What is up, beautiful family? Hope you guys are having a great start to your Wednesday morning. Ready to take some action today. Today is going to be a little bit more of a personal talk. This is my third time recording this video, by the way, because it's been muted this whole time. So we're going to lock in today. We're going to do this and we're going to do it for you guys. So today, as a man, we are going to talk about, man or woman, we're going to talk about how to cut out porn and my story on it and why it almost destroyed my life. Okay, so let's get straight into this thing. So first things first, I want to truly apologize to the past girl that I was with, the past relationship that I was in, because I let porn take over. I was always looking for porn instead of actual love, and I apologize for that. I was always looking for extra validation from porn, but even though it's not going to give it to you, you have to understand this, okay? So I truly apologize if you're watching this. I apologize for not being the best person I possibly could be. Anyway, so I've had this addiction, and it is an addiction. Before you guys want to try to cope and say it's not, it's an addiction. I've had this addiction since I was 13 years old. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I was in middle school, I was addicted to freaking porn. It was like, it became a habit. I started doing it every single day. And obviously I had my days where I didn't do it. I had a week where I didn't do it. I had a few days where I didn't do it, whatever. But I had to understand that this is an addiction. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. As much as you want to try to cope with it and be like, it's not. I'm depressed. Fucking reason you're addicted, okay? So I've been doing it for a while, and I got even to a point where I wasn't even interested in like regular porn anymore. I was watching threesomes, fucking crazy shit, right? I mean, not like insane stuff, but you know what I mean? It got bad. I wasn't comfortable with what I was watching, and I wasn't comfortable with what I was doing, but I still did it anyway. So this made me want to research why I did it, why I fell into the temptation, why it happened. Because like I said, it was just like a habit. And then it was an unconscious habit of where I would do it, or I would do it and I would feel like I didn't even know what I was doing. Right? Like it happened, and then boom, whatever, right? So like I said, I want to apologize to the past relationship that I was in for trying to fill that void with porn. Yeah, my bad. Oops, sorry. I apologize. Anyway, we have to understand that this addiction roots from childhood. It usually does. It did for me. I had to do a lot of self-analyzation to understand why I did it, what I was doing it for. And I finally understood that I was trying to fill a void. So don't get me wrong, I had a beautiful household. I had awesome parents. I had an awesome dad, an awesome mom. But as a kid, I felt like I wasn't loved. Right? And bro, it takes a lot for me to say some shit like this. Crazy opening up to you guys is insane. But I don't want to be holding up a wall. I want you guys to trust me, and I want to trust you guys, okay? So, I'm going to tell you guys. It always felt like I was trying to get away from something, right? And I would always escape to porn, no matter what inconvenience happened. I remember one time I couldn't close a sales call. It was back and forth for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I remember the first thing I did was I went to porn. I went to fill the void because I felt like that rejection hurt. But as a salesperson, you have to understand rejection happens, whatever. I'm not going to get into that today. Porn is disgusting for you. It's the worst possible. I'm going to get this out of the way because you can't see me. It's not even plugged in. I don't even know why I was there. But porn is not good at all. And as much as people say that it's a natural human function, that we need to jerk off, that we need to do this stuff, no. As soon as I've realized, and for example, or not for example, but for reference, I've been about 2 months clean. I've been 2 months clean from porn, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to do that, right? To not be able to fall into temptation and conquer my day every single day. But like I said, you have to understand that it's a void you're trying to fill. It's something that you maybe feel lonely, You maybe feel like you're not good enough. You maybe feel like you're not loved. There could be a whole bunch of reasons, and you have to do your own research. You have to do your own self-analyzation to understand why you did it, why, whatever. You have to understand your why. Because if you don't understand this, I can't help you. You can't help yourself, and I can't help you. Ouch. So when I realized this, it took me a while to finally stop. It took me a while to finally this is weird as fuck. We gotta stop. And you kind of have to get a little negative with yourself. You kind of have to say, this is weird, this is corny, this is loser shit. And I know I preach about being positive to yourself all the time, but that's not a positive action. It's not a positive thing that you should be doing at all. You should not be touching that shit. You should not be doing any of that stuff. Because your seed as a man is your power. And as soon as you understand this, your life is going to change significantly. Like significantly fast. Your energy is within your wiener. Your worm. Okay? And this is the one thing that was really hard for me to overcome, was the feeling that it gave me. The dopamine of how I felt after I did it. And you have to understand that that's going to be the thing that keeps you stuck in the same fucking place. That feel-good chemical is why you're comfortable with doing it. Your dopamine is so spiked out, you can't even go and have a normal conversation with a girl anymore without thinking of sexual thoughts. I had the same issue. I couldn't do it. But as soon as I got it under control, as soon as I got my lustful thoughts under control, as soon as I stopped fucking looking at girls and it's like, damn, I'm trying to smash. As soon as I got past all that shit, my life got so much better. I go to the gym in the fucking morning and let's say there's a girl there. I don't even look. I don't care. I don't really care anymore. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, damn, bro, she's hot. I'd smash. Saying all this bullshit. I don't say any of that stuff anymore. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't say any of it. And you have to do the same thing. You have to conquer the lust from the root. Cut that shit down. Because it could even be you liking some girl's Instagram post that she's in a bikini. It could be you going to a grocery store and some girl's in a promiscuous clothing and you're like, damn, she's hot. I'd smash the shit out of her. There's a root cause for everything, man. You have to understand. A person who procrastinates masturbates. Just saying. Usually, it would only happen when I had free time. But when I'm keeping myself busy, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not doing it. So you have to understand, to keep yourself busy. Do something other than that. Do something other than watching TV. Because for me, that's where it rooted from. It's going to sound so fucking weird for me even saying this right now. But every time I would watch Family Guy, I would get the temptation because I had free time. And that shit to me, bro, is disgusting. As soon as you finish, as soon as you nut, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror. You have to see it from another perspective. Let's say you're as your ancestors. You're in your ancestors' perspective, and they are watching you just sitting here looking at a phone. Brother, think of what they did for you to be here. Think of who they had to conquer. Think of the battles they had to fight. Think of how hard it was to get a woman back then, and now all we have to do is search it up on our phone. We have more access to women than fucking King Solomon did in the touch of our finger, on our fingertips. It took me so long to finally get that porn is not a good industry at all. That it's not good for you. That you don't need it. As much as people try to push the agenda that you need to jerk off, that you need to watch porn, that you need to do this, it's just basic human function. No, the fuck it is not. No, it's not. It is destroying your brain. There's literally research on this. You could do your own research because my laptop's closed and I'm not trying to sit here and waste time. But you could do your own research and understand that it is literally destroying your brain. It is killing your creativity. It is killing your communication skills. It is killing your confidence. Your brain is getting all mushy. Because think about it. You will never find your wife if you go to porn for everything. Just saying. Because now you're not going to understand. You're not going to know how to talk to girls. You're not going to know how to communicate with women because you can just go to porn. Because that's the easy way out. That's the way I thought too, bro. You're not alone. I'm giving you guys a ton of tough love right now because I was in the same spot. I want you guys to understand that this is going to destroy your life. It's going to ruin your relationships, ruin your friendships. You're not going to want to do anything because you're lazy. It's going to ruin your business life as well. A lot of people complain about they have no motivation. They can't do shit. They're not disciplined enough. It's because they're jerking off. It's because they're releasing their seed. They're releasing their energy. Our energy is so powerful to create a child. You don't think it could change your life? Just holding it in for a few months? Hold that shit in and see what happens. When I stopped, I noticed my skin got a lot clearer. I'm not as nervous hopping on sales calls. I could communicate a lot easier. I can ask non-lustful questions. I could look at a girl and not think lustfully. So you have to understand, bro, that there's going to be a root cause for everything. You're doing it for a reason. You know you're doing it for a reason. You know that there's a cause. You know you're not just doing it for fun. As much as your brain tries to trick you and tell you that you need it, you don't. You do not. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't need porn. You don't need dating sites. You don't need hookups. This whole normal society shit is disgusting. That you need all of this crazy stuff to live a good life. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. If you understand that cutting out porn is the first step to success, you're going to make it. And I got to a fucking point, too, where I was sitting here having wet dreams at night. Like, it's going to be hard, bro. The temptations are going to be hard. Nobody ever said this shit was going to be easy. Nobody ever said that you quitting anything is going to be easy. So, it's really... I'm gonna actually look up the research for you guys. What porn does to your brain. Okay. So we're actually looking this up. So we already talked about the dopamine. Porn exposure triggers dopamine surges, which can lead to arousal addiction. This is why you're addicted, because of the feel-good chemicals, bro. I already told you. This can cause the brain to prefer images over real-life sex and to become less satisfied with real partners. This was the exact same fucking mistake that I made in my past relationship. I was addicted to the porn, and I didn't care if she was here or not. I didn't care if I didn't have her because there was porn. And you know, like I said, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But now we're going to talk about down regulation. As the brain develops a tolerance to dopamine, it shuts down dopamine receptors, making the porn less pleasurable. This is what happened to me. This is the same thing, and it is happening to you guys as well. It doesn't feel good anymore. You're just doing it to do it. You're just doing it to compulse. You're impulsing on sexual behavior. That is it. And this is where it turns into more extreme shit, because normal shit doesn't stand out to you anymore. Just regular intercourse doesn't stand out to you anymore. I got to a point where I was on X, on Twitter, hashtag Latina, hashtag backshots, hashtag blowjob. Bro. Like I said, bro, it is insane to be talking about this stuff. But I want you guys to trust me, you know? So, desensitization, porn can desensitize the brain's reward, which can lead to sexual dysfunctions. This is why erectile dysfunction is a thing. This is why you can't get your dick hard, bro, because of porn. It's not because you have low test, it's because of porn. And probably because you have low test because of porn. Because of jerking off every day. This is why dudes can't get their dicks up after fucking 30, bro. Anyway. you're gonna face a lot of depression and anxiety, you know, especially when you're trying to quit and you tell yourself you're gonna quit and you do it the next fucking day. Or even worse, you do it the same day, even though you said you were gonna quit, even though you said that was your last time. You know how many times that shit happened to me? Yeah, this is it. I'm done for the day. I don't want to do this anymore. And then the next day I'm doing it. Or even worse, like I said, the same damn day I'm doing it again. It's insane. If you wanna be less of a bitch, basically, because I don't think depression's real. I think you could conquer that shit. Just cut out porn. Because it's gonna make you feel like you're living a low quality life. Even though you have a beautiful life, even though you have so much things to be thankful for, you're gonna amount to porn. There's also studies that porn is going to fucking destroy your focus. And I know. Bro, it took me so long to regulate my work again, to be able to focus on something for more than 10 minutes. Because think about it. You watch porn and you don't even watch the whole fucking video. So think about it. It's like TikTok, but way worse. Because then you scroll and now there's another one. Now you scroll, now there's another one. It's like a multiplier of TikTok, bro. Because there's naked chicks and now we gotta think with our monkey brain. It's also gonna fuck up your memory. If you don't remember shit, if you don't remember people's names, this probably is a big aspect. Harsh truth. This is extremely important as well. It's going to destroy your impulse control. You're not going to be able to not want to do anything. Like, your body's going to want to do something and you're just going to do it because porn just destroyed it. Porn is disgusting, bro. If those freaking 4 or 5 reasons aren't enough to just cut that shit out, you're gonna ruin your relationship, you're gonna ruin your life, you're gonna ruin your brain size. Your brain can literally shrink watching porn, bro. Does that not fucking scare you? Does that not freak you out? I don't know what will. That scared the shit out of me. I don't ever want to watch porn again after reading this stuff. Porn is going to increase your stress as well. It's going to increase your sensitivity to stress. And I know I said stress is a good thing, but not when it comes to porn. Not. No. It makes a huge freaking difference, bro, when you stop. I'm reading a book, so I'm going to disappear real quick so you guys can see the book that I'm reading. So it's called Neurology for Dummies. One of these whores. Great book. Tells you how the brain works. Here, look. This is what it explains. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it's a really good book about the basics of the brain and why we do the things that we do, and what molecules are in there, the feel good chemicals, whatever. But if that shit didn't scare you, bro, especially, okay, I want you guys to imagine this, and this has happened to me. I had the baddest chick I've ever had, and I couldn't get hard. I couldn't. I did everything I possibly could, and I couldn't. Because it causes erectile dysfunction. I just talked about that. But imagine not being able to act on something because your dick can't get hard, bro. Crazy. So you guys really have to cut out the porn, bro. You really have to. And I'm talking from experience. I told you guys everything. Literally everything. How I burnt down relationships, what I started with, when I started, everything. So I want you guys to be as open as possible. And if it gets to a point where it's like uncontrollable, go see a therapist. Dead ass. Like, I even thought about doing some shit like that because it's like, dude, I don't know if I can control this. You can. You just have to trick your brain into thinking that you can control it, and it will. It's very simple. But if it gets to a point where it's like actually destroying your fucking life, go to a therapist. Go talk to somebody about it. I wouldn't go talk to your mom or dad about that shit because that's a little strange. I wouldn't do that. But go talk to somebody about it. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Talking to you guys about this, even though nobody asked, I want to help you guys win. That shit dropped a whole bunch of weight off of my shoulders. I feel so good now. It's crazy. But I want to see every single one of you guys win, and the way to get there is holding on to your seed, holding on to And I believe real intercourse and that's completely different. We're not going to talk about that though, because I don't be doing shit like that. You know, so we won't talk about that because I don't want to talk about something that I have no fucking clue about type shit. So I hope you guys took a ton of value from this video. And like I said before, it took a lot. It took a lot for me to talk about stuff like this because being open scares the shit out of me. Being vulnerable scares the shit out of me, and I'm doing it. Conquering my fucking fears. You guys need to do the same shit. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Conquer your damn day today. Let's get after it. Nathan Brooks is out. Boom.